Right, good morning guys, welcome back to Caravan Carpers. You join me today at a local fishery called Pilsworth Fishery. I've not fished here for about 20 years either, like Lock Roads. Used to fish here with my granddad quite a lot and my cousin's ex-partner. We used to be on here most weekends from being about 13 to probably 15 just before I went in the Navy, and we've had some right laughs. I might spin a few stories actually about some of the stuff that we ended up doing on here, but I'm not quite sure it's all right for the camera. Anyway, today it's going to be another short day session. Thank God they've announced that night fishing's allowed from the 29th, so that means the Drayton trip can definitely go ahead. Quick message to say thank you very much for everyone who's liked and subscribed so far, followed us on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. Really grateful of all your views and all your comments and everything, and get involved. That's what I want to be. I want to be friendly and involved with like my audience. Right, let's talk about how I'm fishing today. It's a little bit, well, it's not actually a little bit different than normal because I like to keep most things all compact and all ready, all to go. So what I've done is I've got my rigs out for now and I've packed everything back down onto the barrow. And the reason for that is it's still not that warm at the minute. It's probably one of the warmest days this week that we're going to have, but I like to be mobile and I've got everything that I've had out today has all been packed back, put on the barrow literally. And it's also straight away I can access it as well, so literally know where everything has its place, so I can be, if I need to move, I see a show in another swim that's actually empty, just in a show in front of me there. What I'll do is I'll pack everything up, throw the rods on, I won't even fold them down, they'll go on full length, 12 foot, pull the sticks out and off we go. I wouldn't be worried about moving in 2 minutes. So I have casted out 3 zigs. I've got 2 adjustable zigs. They're basically a 3-foot zig connected to a Fox adjustable zig float. And I've got one fishing 3 foot under the water, and I've got one about 6 foot below the surface. And then I've got a between 6.5 foot, I'd say, 6.5 foot standard zig. And I've chucked them out in front of me. I've got just basically kept a space at 16.5 wraps. Got no one fishing opposite me. The lake's actually quite busy, but I've got no one fishing opposite me, so I'm casting a bit further into that water because I've seen a few birds over there and they're actually diving. Either it's all bait or there's a bit of a hatch on, because there has been seagulls as well that have dived a little bit, so you never know, there might be a bit of a hatch on there. I have had 2 liners. Well, technically you don't really get liners that much on zigs, do you? It's usually a beep and in, so I struck at one and I didn't have anything, so I left it the second time. But I've moved that zig down by a foot. Maybe they're swimming into my line, which is a little bit high in the water, so I've dropped it down a foot to see if maybe that's where I need to intercept the fish to get a bite, hopefully. I wasn't confident, in all fairness, because I don't know the lake. I'm not in a place where I wanted to be. But after a few beeps, it gives you that confidence then, so I know that there is definitely some fish in the area. It weren't the coots diving on my rig at the time, because I have been watching them. They'd moved off slightly, because it usually, well, I'm a bit of a wizard at catching coots, proper hooking them, as you can see from my baiting video. But no, I'll see how I get on. I've put a little bit of sloppy spod mix over the top with a bit of carbon baits, winter mix, the shelf life stuff you see me using in the last video. I would just purely use Sig Soup, but I always like to put a little bit of particle in it, just so you've got something falling through the water. Maybe if there's fish in the area, they might chase that. I've got different coloured zigs on at the minute. I've got an all black one, I've got a red and yellow one, and I've got a yellow one. I'll see, I've got no red foam left actually. I need to order some, otherwise I'd have put a red one on as well. I tend generally, when I'm fishing zigs, just to fish yellow ones, in all fairness, like at Drayton and stuff like that. I normally fish yellow zigs, or I have tried a lot of zig fishing at the caravan, but they don't seem to take, in my area, they don't seem to take zigs, which is weird. They kind of just patrol through that area and never seem to take them. But something I'm going to try a bit more of this year, because I don't do loads of zig fishing, but it's not something I'm particularly good at. But you've got to practice to improve, haven't you? So might as well get out and do it. And if zigs are doing the do on here at the minute, might as well have a go. Just talk about the future really now for here. The owner's doing loads of work, and it's really nice to actually see that it's becoming a proper decent fishery again, because Eric just let it go, and that's why a lot of people left and stuff like that. But it looks like he really wants to make a difference and make it work, and he's putting loads of effort in. And to be honest, I'll be definitely coming on here more. I'm a big fan of Water Farm. I like Water Farm because it's safe. I know a few people on there, and Dave's dead sound with me and stuff like that, so I tend to go on Water Farm a lot. Not been on there so much actually last year, but normally through winter, I fish right the way through winter in there, because I like the cabins and stuff like that, and it's easy to go to work. But I think I'm going to be spending quite a lot more time on here. Definitely fancy. There's a couple of 30s in here now. Well, there's always been rumours of what there is and there isn't in this lake, and no one, but they've netted it now, and there's definitely 2 30s in here, so that's a good do. A couple of fish to go at. There's some like old fish in here, and if you can have a few of them. There's a load of nice fish in here, you know, mid-20s and stuff like that. So hopefully going to have a few of them. And the good thing is what they're actually doing as well now is, I know the mid-20s and stuff like that, but they're actually letting you name the fish now. So anything, I think it's over £25 or something like that, you get a chance to name them if you're the first to catch it, since obviously the new ownership. So that'd be a good do. I wouldn't mind getting one of the 30s out and calling it the Caravan Carp. Anyway, that'd be a good do. Right, so I got a message off one of the followers on my Instagram asking, what is it you're actually aiming to do with your YouTube? Well, to be fair, there's a lot of people out there who are probably trying to do it to get the name known and get sponsored and stuff like that, but that's not actually what I want to do, to be honest. Coming from like a match fishing background, I actually spent quite a bit of time fishing in the match scene and stuff like that. And what people don't actually realise is the difference between the average angler and these mega sponsored anglers. Not like the low level ones, but you know, your top anglers. They're absolutely phenomenal at what they do. It takes years and years of practice, and like if you like, a lot of people knock tutorials, but if you was to actually go and do a tutorial with one of these people, you'd be absolutely mesmerised at how good they are. I ended up doing a tutorial with Andy Bennett in match fishing, and I was just absolutely amazed at how good he was. He was literally like a machine. I was actually winning money and stuff like that, but when you look at the level of the angler they are compared to yourself, it ain't something you're going to do overnight. They've literally put massive amounts of effort to get to where they are. In all fairness, like for YouTube, I'm using it as a means of learning more. I've always loved photography, and I've never really been into video, but I've always loved creativity and stuff like that with photography. I did a lot of underwater photography. So what I want to do now is, my aim is to, I'd love to be part of a media team, you know, within a bait company. I don't want to be Daryl Peck. I want to be the guy who, when they phone and say they've got the Burfield Common, I want to be getting in the car to drive 4 hours to video that moment and be absolutely buzzing knowing that I can make the video, and that video is going to be seen by thousands of people. So I'm actually completely opposite, and everybody probably thinks that's the boring thing, you know, that the cameraman never gets mentioned. But I'd like to be the cameraman. That'd be what I'd love more than anything, because I've got the passion and stuff like that for it. And like, if money was no object, I'd be a marine biologist, me videoing dolphins and stuff like that in the water. So this is like the next best thing really, get out and do some videoing, and this is my means of practicing it. Right, I'm coming to the end of my session now. I've not actually had any fish. I had a little liner here and there, but nothing really, to be honest. It started to get quite sunny, so what I tried to do was I brought my zigs higher and higher, put a bit of sloppy spod mix over the top to see if that brought any fish in, but I didn't end up having anything, to be honest. So I'm probably I don't need to pack down because everything's already on the barra, so I'll literally leave it for probably another half an hour now before reeling in. But hopefully I can have a bite just on the def, maybe a blank saver like I got at Rhodes. I've actually met a really nice guy today actually. I like meeting people, you know, when you're out and about on the bank. Some people don't like talking to anyone, but some people opposite like me. I'm not one of them people that, you know, space invader, like you'll come into your swim and talk you to death sort of thing. But if someone wants to talk, I'll say hello sort of thing. But yeah, no, I met a really nice guy and that. He was, we had a bit of a stream wag. He was actually saying that he'd watched one of my videos this morning, which was nice to hear, to be honest. So I'm happy with that. So if you're watching this one, thanks very much for watching my videos, pal, and it was a pleasure to meet you. Right guys, well, I've only gone and done my first blank for 2021, but I'm back out again next week with Dave, the Carp and Eiger. We're going to come back on Pilsworth and have a session here next week. If you can all hit the like and subscribe button if you get a chance. I'm going to do a giveaway at 500 subscribers. I think I'm going to give something Camfleck away. So I think maybe one of the Camfleck bait up bags or something like that will be a good do. I love the gear, so I'd rather let people use it and get it out there.